The hottest days are now behind us. We have 2 more days of 90 degrees or higher here in the Willamette Valley, then the cool down really starts. That doesn't mean we don't have other threats, specifically dry thunderstorms in the Cascades. This will be a comprehensive update on what's going to be happening over the next week or so. First off, the National Weather Service watches and warnings. The extreme heat warning, while it is still in effect until Tuesday at 11 for the Willamette Valley and the Columbia River Gorge, the temperatures, in my opinion, do not warrant anything above a heat advisory if the peak was what I am forecasting tomorrow and Tuesday. This is just an extension of the original warning for simplicity purposes. So, that's to try to drive home the point that temperatures are going to be cooler than what they were in the last couple of days. The other big note is a red flag warning seems to have gone up over central Oregon due to the dry thunderstorms moving up north and the bad fire conditions that already exist. The flat fire is burning to the northeast of Sisters. Last time I checked, it is just a touch below 22,000 acres. I will link their Facebook page in the description below if you want specific updates on that, since by the time this video comes out, everything will probably already be out of date. So, with the convective outlook today, Storm Prediction Center has leaned more in my direction of the thunderstorms pretty much just maintaining the Cascades and the Cascades only with the monsoonal moisture coming up from south. They've also added an isolated dry thunderstorm outlook for the northern Oregon and the entirety of the Washington Cascades. And taking a look at our same four models, this is just for Monday. All four models at least show something bubbling up, specifically in the southern half of the state, while the Canadian and the UW Wharf model has it going a little bit further north towards about Mount Jefferson. I have noticed that the North American model, the NAM, has dialed back the amount of thunderstorm cells out there, which is good news for the fire situation and also good news for the smoke situation indirectly. For Tuesday, now that we're in range from there, it is a little bit more bullish if you're looking at the Canadian or the HER model west of the Cascades, with both producing some weaker cells, and then the UW Wharf keeps cells over the Cascades, albeit a little bit stronger, but more isolated. And then the NAM pretty much high and dry, except for a single cell over Mount Adams. Now, onto the 7-day forecast, and one thing I will mention as an indirect effect of the monsoonal moisture is that it is going to be increasing our humidity levels. We saw a little bit of a taste of that today, and while the extreme heat is done, it may feel a little bit warmer than you're used to for the low 90s. So, may not feel that much cooler than what we experienced yesterday. As a result, though, should still feel cooler than what we saw on Friday and Saturday. Highs in the low to mid 90s today and on Tuesday before cooling off on Wednesday and Thursday. Friday's a little bit of a toss up. I'll get into that after the Portland 70 forecast. And then Saturday and Sunday, it should be clearing back out to more summertime weather with low temperatures starting in the low 60s tonight and tomorrow night, but descending into the mid 15 to more seasonable conditions. Then for Portland, like the South Valley, highs are pretty much in the low to mid 90s before cooling off as we go later into the week before rebounding a little bit as we go into the weekend. Low temperatures here's start in the mid 60s before cooling off to the lower 60s, and Portland has a lower chance of just getting a random isolated cell from our drier thunderstorms tonight and tomorrow, though I think it is extremely unlikely that even the South Valley gets something except for a location like Mackenzie Bridge that is deep into the Cascades. Now, Friday being a toss-up, let's go into that. So, taking a look at the models, as I showed 2 videos ago, some models are showing the correct setup for thunderstorms. The latest model runs show that the Euro AI regular model, the Euro AI ensembles, the Google GraphCast model, the GFS ensembles, and the regular model, the UK Met ensembles, though not the regular model, which is a borderline setup, and then the Canadian ensembles, though not the regular model, same deal, are all showing the correct thunderstorm setup. In addition to the models above, the Euro ensembles are also borderline. And then if you're just looking at the regular Euro or the Icon model, it's just a big old ridge again, and these temperatures are probably too low as a result. The details behind it, Pacific Northwest thunderstorms do not really have finer details until 72 hours prior to the potential event if it happens. And the reason why is because a lot of times you could get the upper air pattern correct, but you are not going to see moisture from it. So we'll see as we get closer. The Euro AI model is pretty bullish on how much moisture we are going to get from it as an example, but other models aren't. So we'll see as we get closer to that. Timeline does look to be the evening hours until midnight, which is the ideal time frame for thunderstorms because you get the entire daytime to heat up, which creates that instability. I would say the current chance is 10% in the valley right now and 30% for the Cascades and the coast, which is actually pretty standard for 5 days out due to the picky nature of that. So in terms of the correct setup for thunderstorms, I'm back over at Pivotal Weather showing the Euro AI model just as an example. So this is the 500 millibar map showing the upper levels of the atmosphere. It is showing an upper level trough just to our west while showing a ridge a little bit to our east. This is an ideal location for the trough. And I like that it's in a weaker trough too for thunderstorms because generally if it's a stronger trough, you're going to get too much of a marine push and that just ruins thunderstorm chances here as we learned in March if you are new to the channel. This can bring in moisture from the south, which is much warmer in nature than our typical moisture, which just comes straight west via onshore flow. So that is what I'm specifically looking at. Again, we will look at precipitation when we get closer if this is something that is happening. So what I'm deciding for future videos, I will come out with the video tomorrow. I will come out with the video Tuesday. I think I'm done with guaranteed videos afterwards. I don't think this will end up being a severe thunderstorm setup. I think this will be more of a traditional nocturnal thunderstorms if one does occur. So beyond Tuesday, I might have a video coming out if it does materialize that way, but I will not guarantee that, as again, this is a very picky setup. So, until then, please stay cool out there and take care.